Guess what? If they decide to kill you today, it's perfectly legal without any court processes or anything.
You know, it's just like the story I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, how I lived in Columbus, Ohio for 7 years. The government, as soon as I moved back to Michigan sent me a bill, said I owed them $6,000. Okay? I called up and I said, well, why do I owe you $6,000? They said, well, the Fed said that you worked, but you didn't pay us any taxes. I said, well, I don't owe you any taxes because I didn't live in Michigan. They said, oh, well, you have to send us some documentation to show that you worked elsewhere. But otherwise than that, we're going to attach ourselves to something that you own. Well, Lord and behold, I got a paper yesterday after I submitted all my documentation to show that I worked in Ohio, didn't owe Michigan any taxes. Lord and behold, they sent me a release of lien on my car that they put in the Secretary of State here saying that, hey, we're going to release the lien because now we're not going to take your car because you don't owe us. Then they send me a document that says I owe zero. You no longer are responsible for the $6,000. So you're saying you want to go to Occupy New York, Occupy Detroit. Have some direction of where you want to go and what it is that you want to accomplish when you get there.
I feel what you're saying, man. They squeezing everybody little. They squeezing everybody for every dime they can get. You know, the IRS is like sending everybody letters to the house and stuff like that, talking about you owe us. And so is the state and the city and everybody else trying to get everything, the property taxes. They coming at you hard. They putting people out on the streets and all that. We know this, okay? They're not coming at the bankers and et cetera hard. You know, they're giving them $1 billion to go ahead and bail them out and this, that, and the other. And then they go ahead and throw a party, rent some hotel somewhere and have a bunch of hookers come over and
yeah, they have a great time on my money.
And do what they do.
Have a great time on my money.
And do what they do.
If you have a great time on my money, at least invite me to come too.
Yeah, okay. So that's why I understand why Occupy Wall Street is out there, but Occupy Wall Street is a chicken with no head. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't want to make any noise.
Well, they said this is one thing they want. They said, we demand that Barack Obama ordain a presidential commission tasked with ending influence money over our representation in Washington. So what? They don't want nobody to tell you.
You got to raise hell though.
I mean, do they really think that they're gonna get that by sleeping outside till we get cold in New York?
No, you got to raise hell. Even Mahatma Gandhi, you know, with the British and stuff. You know, even if you're gonna be peaceful, you still got to walk that line right up to them and take your licks in the head. Just like the Indians did. You know what I'm saying? And go to the back of the line, let them heal you up.
Just like black people did.
Yeah, just like black people did. We took the dog bites. We took the fire hoses. You know what I'm saying? We took the beat down.
We sat down and got a cup of coffee and got beat to a pulp.
On the bridge. We took the ketchup and the hot coffee on top of the head sitting at counters and this, that, and the other. You know? And the murders and stuff that went on with the police department and all that.
And the felony charges.
Now, they gonna take it easy on white folks, you know what I'm saying? And they think, well, we can't do anything. We can't go out here and really demonstrate and really, cut up because this is our stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just want them to act right and give us a better deal. Okay, Uncle Joe?
Right, which is not going to happen if you're getting bullied and you finally decide to confront your bully and say, hey, you better leave me alone. They're going to go, or what? What are you going to do?
They would do better if all of them got together and decided to withdraw all their money out of their accounts that they had.
Well, the man right here in Detroit went to Bank of America the other day when they announced that they were charging a $5 fee. And guess what? They told him he couldn't withdraw his money. They refused to let him withdraw his money. Look it up on the Channel 2 News. There's several people with there. They were like, you can't withdraw. You got to go on the internet and withdraw your money.
No, they told him to go to the ATM and withdraw your money. But then there's a limit on how much you can withdraw at the ATM.
And they charge you to withdraw money from the ATM, some of them.
If you use your ATM card, they charge you $5.
That's what you get at CVS.
Well, there's a price to pay for anything, and if you want to make an effect on the bankers, I think that would be a good idea for them rather than to stand in a place that's safe where they're not bothering anybody and just sleep overnight. The cost I'm paying an ATM fee or a withdrawal fee and withdrawing a little bit at a time. That cost would, I think it'd be worth paying, because if all of them got together and withdrew their funds out of a bank and promoted that to other people within society, and if the word got out that you can't even withdraw your money, people would be shocked. People would be like,
it's Bank of America, and they kind of acting like we don't want to hurt the bank.
But they just laid off 30,000 workers.
We don't want to hurt.
If they don't want to hurt the bank, then there you have it.
It's our bank. We don't want to hurt the bank, but we want them to treat us better. We want, you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to get out of here. We're not going to do any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a demand without a consequence, and they're just going to laugh at that. So
right, the best way to hurt them is walk in there and say, we get 500,000 people to walk in there and say, we want to take our money out to this bank, because guess what? Without your money, they can't succeed.
And that's the same thing with the major corporations and the large retailer distribution.
That's my point. You got to put somebody's name on it. You got to target somebody and go after them.
Right.
Well, look,
if we targeted one gas company, one bank, and one store for a month, everybody if we could get every state to have at least 500,000 people, or maybe 100,000 people, whatever, I'm not sure how big each state is, to target that company and do something. Do you know what the impact would be? Because other businesses would take notice of exactly what's going on, and they would be like, yes.
Exactly.
But hold on,
exactly. You can target one bank, and other bank will have to respect you, because they will see you bankrupt one bank, and they have to respect your demands, because you can threaten them at that point.
When they get ready to bankrupt one bank, Obama gonna get out his checkbook again and write them another check for another $100 billion of our money, and then they're gonna start sending you more IRS letters telling you they need more money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then what do you do? Huh? What do you do? Huh?
Stop paying the IRS. I mean, you got to think about it. I've been thinking about it. If everybody participated, if the majority of the people participated and said, we're just not paying, period. We're not paying the bank. We're not putting our money in the bank. We're not paying the IRS for no more money saying we owe, so y'all can give to the banks. If people got together and said that, it would be nothing. It would be nothing that they could do except have the military come in and start stretching people out.
That's what they'll do. I done seen over here in my neighborhood. They have like 5 or 6 guys roll around in like 2 or 3 cars up to a person's house they done foreclosed on, and they still in the house. And they run out, with guns on and everything, and gold badges, right, hanging around their necks, and they run right up into the property like, this is our stuff. You got till 3 o'clock to be out of this house today, baby. Today, right now. I'm putting locks on it. And then they sitting on the front porch. Then they telling you what you can and cannot take out of the house and everything. But you got to be up out of here today. And people be like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? Somebody help me go get a U-Haul truck. This, that, and the other. And
but that's primarily because you got a minority population that will be willing to do something like that. Just like, for instance, with the court system, with the justice system.
Yeah.
If nobody ever took a plea, and everybody that went down to the court system say, I'm not guilty, I want a trial, you will shut the whole system down.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be able to do anything.
98% of the people that go to jail and stuff go on a plea. So, yeah.
I'm talking about even with traffic.
Yeah, if everybody
took a trial,
you shut
That's right. The majority of the people take a plea. So, but if everybody said, I'm not guilty, I want a trial, and that's my right, it would shut down the whole system.
Because they
people
can't
probably
handle
wouldn't
the
have trial.
They cannot.
Exactly. They can't handle the volume. And it's the same thing. You only got so many officers on the force. How many houses can you run up in on a day?
Hey, Tim,
all of them
I agree with you,
unpaid.
Tim, I'm going to read your quote in the chat room. Here's how to kill the nasty engine we live in. Everyone stay home for 3 days. Don't buy anything. Don't turn on anything. Shut off your power. Just stay in your house and barbecue with your neighbor for 3 days.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
go America. If everybody, but see, I think instead of going to Occupy Wall Street and Occupy Detroit, they need to do a movement just like that to shut something down for 3 days. Nobody do anything.
Now, Debbie, I completely agree with that. Only I feel like we need to take that a step further, because in 3 days, if we all say we'll do it for 3 days, they will wait it out. They will wait out those 3 days, because in 3 days, the need for whatever it is we haven't been buying is going to be higher. I say we just stop completely.
Do it for 2 weeks.
Not 2 weeks, not a month, not 3 months. They will wait it out. I say just stop completely.
You remember the Montgomery bus boycott?
Indefinitely, exactly, indefinitely. Just stop until they do something about it. Because any time limit that we put on it, they're gonna wait that out. Like the blackout.
Yeah.
The blackout. Like the boycott. They just stopped riding those buses until they said, well, we got to do something different, because we're just not making the money. We can't pay the bus drivers. We can't do this and that. So they had to change some things.
Right.
Well, look,
money cross all lines. When you talk about money, because this is a capitalistic society, when you mess with the money, you get changes. It don't matter if you're black, green,
when you mess with the money, you get killed. That's what happens when you mess with the money.
It's capitalism, but like you said, you got collateral damage. I mean, if you want things done, a lot of times it's no peace until after the victory. And so, in order to have a victory, you have to be in a battle, and that's how it goes.
Well, they go one step further. It says this demand seems to catch the current national move because cleaning up corruption in Washington is something all Americans, right and left, yearn for and can stand behind. If we hang in there 20,000 strong week after week against every police and National Guard effort to expel us from Wall Street, it would be impossible for Obama to ignore. He's ignored y'all so far, okay? Let me let you know that. Our government would be forced to quickly, publicly, between the
will of the people or the lucre of the corporations.
They said this will be the beginning of a whole new social dynamic in America, a step beyond the Tea Party movement, where instead of being caught helpless by the current power structure, we the people start getting what we want, whether it's dismantling of half of the 1,000 military bases America has around the world, to the reinstatement of the Glass-Steagall Act, or 3 strikes you're outlaw for corporate criminals.
Which we have to pay for those military bases.
From one simple demand, a presidential commission to separate money from politics. We start getting the agenda for New America.
Kevin Allen, are you there?
Yes, I am. One I am. How are you and Debbie this evening?
I feel good. And,
Two quick points. I agree with you on you got to raise some hell. And, I'm a faithful man, but I don't bring religion into it. But I want to remind everybody that when Jesus went into the temple and saw what they were doing with the money, he flipped the tables over.
Yeah, exactly.
Flipped the tables over. And the second point is a lot of people don't know, and some have lost sight of the fact that if Ben Bernanke had stepped down 5 or 6 months ago when the Anonymous demanded that he do, we might not have to have these Occupy Wall Street movements right now. This has progressed because he didn't heed the warning of the Anonymous. And a lot of people, when they hear the word Anonymous, say, oh, evil hackers. No, Anonymous is any action taken without notoriety. Ben Bernanke should have just stepped down. And if he had I think that would have brought enough of a change that maybe we wouldn't have our whole country in upheaval. Yeah. In a sense, though, I'm glad that he didn't, because now it's time to pay. And everybody's going to know that it's because of his cockiness and him thinking that he's above everybody else, that he's put not only a whole country into upheaval, but a whole world. And again, somebody's going to pay. And, so I wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people aren't aware that there was a demand made 5 or 6 months ago that he stepped down. And his rebuttal basically to CNN was that he was 100% confident that he could control the situation. Well, look at it now. He ain't controlling shit.
Right. Amen. It's just time that we the people start standing up for what we shouldn't have never got to this point, because we've gotten so lax. And everything is about us. You understand without us, there is no country. Without us working every day, carrying the backbone of this structure on our backs, there is no country. I mean, because Obama and them are the people that we elect and put in here. All of them. And if we need to start writing to our senators and everyone else and tell them, look, y'all need to start passing the right bills, the bills that care about urban America.
Let me tell